Everywhere on social media, people are saying the same thing. The way you speak changes your life. But here's the problem. No one shows what learning to speak better actually looks like. So for the next 3 days, I'm training my speaking 1 hour a day. 20 minutes of reading, 2 videos, notes, no pretending, no overnight confidence. The raw look at what improving your speech actually looks like. I'd be watching TikTok or Instagram and I keep hearing people saying that it's really important the way you speak and convey your message to others. This is why I decided to take this challenge upon me and try to improve the way I speak. I'm gonna do this in 3 different ways. First thing I'm gonna do is watch a video, take notes on the video, and read a new book. I'm gonna do this for an hour every day for 3 days to see how my speaking improved. The first video I'm gonna watch is the 3-2-1 speaking trick by Vince Go. I chose this video because I've been seeing clips all over Instagram and all over TikTok on how this guy is really good at articulating himself, and he's also a motivational and public speaker. We're going to be doing 30 minutes of note taking and trying out 3 different videos, all around 10 minutes each. I'll talk to you guys after each video to tell you guys what I learned and how it can help you guys also. Notes that I learned about from this video is kind of having a framework to kind of fall back on. So if you don't know what to say and you're just kind of rambling, you have something that you can fall back on. And this framework is 3 steps, 2 types, and 1 thing. So let's say the example is that I have to talk about avocados. The 1 thing that I can talk about is how I like avocados, how they're really good, how I like to prepare them. The 2 types that I fall onto for avocado, I can say, is that I can eat avocado on toast. I can eat avocado as a whole. These are 2 things that I can have a way to eat an avocado. And for the last one, the 3 steps that I can fall onto. For example, 3 ways to prepare an avocado. You have to slice the avocado. You have to put it into a fridge when you buy it. You have to make sure it's ripe, the avocado. This gives a framework that I can fall onto, for it makes it easier for me not to go off track and start rambling. Another thing he talked about is making sure to pause and take a breath. Being able to fall back onto your framework to remember what you practiced, the 3-2-1 method. That is what we learned about from video 1. Now we're gonna go into our second video. The next video we're gonna watch is Think Fast, Talk Smart, Better Communication Techniques by Stanford University. This video is also recommended to me from social media because of how the professor in this video is a very high level speaker and he's also an author of many books. So this will probably be a very beneficial video for me to watch to improve my speaking. Second video completed, guys. We spent around 30 minutes on this video. We spent quite long on this video. We found it really entertaining and I had to pause it a couple times to take some good notes. The main things that I took away from this YouTube video was that little things make a big difference. For example, being a non-formal speaking, for example, writing like a essay or talking to someone over the phone. These are 2 different ways of talking to someone. It's speaking to them in the moment and planning what you're gonna say ahead of time. The main way you can kind of help yourself be able to focus and be in the moment, to think about this is not that serious, like I can just kind of talk to someone how I talk to a friend, is by controlling your anxiety. 85% of people are scared to talk in public. They are uncomfortable in not being engaged in a conversation. This makes them not want to talk to others and be able to express their feelings to other people. When you feel anxious, you should try to make yourself feel like it's a normal thing that happens. It happens to everyone around the world. And a good way to kind of stop this is kind of take a deep breath, to kind of focus your mind back onto what you're saying, kind of think over what you're saying. You could also look at it at a different angle. There's no right way to have a conversation. You can look at it from the way of me just talking to the phone. I can look at it the way me talking to 100,000 people. There's multiple ways to look at different conversations to make it less anxious for yourself. The last way to kind of lose anxiety when you're speaking is being in the present. Like when you are talking to someone, you don't want to kind of think of what you're saying. You don't want to think about how I'm talking to a phone. I kind of just want to think of that I'm just talking to a wall. I'm just reading off a paper, kind of staying in present. A good way he does this is by saying tongue twisters. Because when you say a tongue twister, you're not really thinking of what's happening, like the future of what's happening. You're thinking of what's happening right now. You think of what the next word you're going to say, not what's going to happen 2 days from now. Now we're going to read a book called 48 Laws of Power. We are going to write down 10 words that I don't know. We're going to search up the meaning and understanding behind them for I can use them in everyday life. So just finished up my 15 minutes of writing. I've gotten 3 words that I want to search up. We are going to search them up and we are going to explain what they mean. The first word is ulterior, which means existing beyond what is obvious or omitted or initially hidden. In a sentence, it could be used as, could there be an ulterior motive behind his request? The second word I chose was sentiment. It is a view of an attitude towards a situation or event. Using this in a sentence, it would be, I agree with your sentiment regarding the road bridge. The third word I chose was deluded, which means believing something that is not true. A way to use this in a sentence is the poor deluded creature. So guys, this will wrap up day 1. We got 2 videos done, taking some great notes on these videos, as you can see right here. We also did 15 minutes of reading, which made me learn 3 new words that I can use in everyday speech. I feel like this was a very good way to use day 1. And I'll see you guys day 2. Hello guys, day 2 here, and after I've done some day 1 reflection, I'm noticing that I'm rushing a lot of my words and I'm not kind of articulating myself to the best of my abilities that I know I can. So I'd like to kind of just slow down, take more pauses, and continue watching videos and reading new books on how to improve the way I speak. I'm gonna do 20 minutes of video watching and probably be able to get through 2 videos. I'm gonna be watching how I learned to speak English clearly. First video I'm gonna be watching, around 10 minutes long. I'm gonna be taking down notes with a pen and paper. I'll be able to go over those notes soon. Just finished watching the first video, and here are some of the notes I took down. Not that many, it was a 9-minute long video. Just getting ready for the next video as well. The first kind of notes I have is making sure to use your hands in videos to make yourself look more calm and collected, as well as being able to speak as much as possible to others to practice your speaking, for it's easier to do when in serious situations or professional situations. Also, to send a video to ChatGPT of your transcript, asking where you made any stutters or any or like kind of filler words to kind of make yourself sound more articulated while speaking to others. Now we're going to go into video 2. This one is around 18 minutes long. It's as well by the same guy. I feel like this guy is really good at speaking, so I'm going to keep trying to learn from him, and we're going to go into this video now. I just finished video 2. It was quite a good video on helping me learn. I took some very good detailed notes. I'll go over a couple now. The first thing that he taught us is to read 300 words in 1 minute and see how far you can go, and try to improve that over a certain amount of time. See and reflect. So trying to improve your words from 100 words per minute to 120 to 140. To make yourself be able to think faster and read faster as well. Another thing he told us is about breath control, because a lot of people when they're talking, they kind of run out of breath and they have to take a deep breath like this, and they have to keep talking, and they have to keep talking. When you're supposed to kind of control your breath and control the breath that's coming out of your mouth and ease it into the conversation and kind of let it flow out. And the last takeaway I learned from this video is being able to understand and not memorize what you're going to say. And you can do this by kind of reading more books, and this will be able to help you in a conversation to kind of think off the top of your head and think faster in certain scenarios. That was quite a good video we watched. We took down some great notes, and now we're going to kind of go into 20 minutes of deep reading. We're going to try to look for 5 new words this time, and we're going to search up the definition and use it in a sentence as well. Just finished reading for 20 minutes. We were only able to find 3 new words. We're going to search them up and look at the meaning behind them. The first word I chose was encampment, which means it is a temporary, often outdoor settlement where individuals or groups experiencing homelessness reside together. The second word is diversionary, which means it is intended to distract attention from something more important. So it's basically just a big distraction. The last word we chose was extravagant. I've heard this word many times. I kind of know the basics of it, but I kind of just want to use it in more of everyday speech. So I kind of want to search up the meaning and the sound. It means a lacking restraint in spending money or using resources. basically meaning costing too much money. So guys, that was the end of day 2. I felt like it was a very successful day. We got our videos watching done and our reading done, as well as our notes done. Very good day. Now we're gonna go into the final day, day 3. Welcome to day 3 of the video. We'll be watching 2 more videos today, as well as taking some notes and as well as reading the book. The first video we'll be watching on day 3 is a video by Joseph Tassar on how I learned to speak better. It is a 35-minute long video, so this might be the only video we watch. We'll make sure to fill out some good notes in our binder. Just finished the first video for day 3. It was quite a long video. I took a couple pauses throughout the video to make sure I can able to write down some very good, well-fashioned notes. The video is around 33 minutes long, and I felt like I got a good 1.5 pages in, and this is what I learned. The main thing that I learned during this video is that a lot of people overuse a lot of dead phrases. For example, at the end of the day. This is just giving your mind time to think, but instead you can just be taking a pause to think about it for a little bit longer, to process the information. They also said to be able to learn to engineer sentences, be able to take a couple seconds and think of what you're saying next, not letting your brain kind of go on autopilot. They also told us about this new word that I figured out called lexicon, and that is your own vocabulary, how to make up new words. It's kind of like the words you use in an everyday life and how you get them from reading, from writing, from listening to others. You want to make sure your lexicon is not too small, because then you'll have a lot of uncommon words / filler words that you don't know what to say. For example, like, but. These are kind of words that don't bring any meaningfulness to the conversation and are just kind of there to as a placeholder for you to think of your next idea. He also said to read one articulate level above you, for you can learn new words and add them to your vocabulary. Those were the notes from the 35-minute long video. Now I want to get into the reading and kind of figuring out new words that I can add to my lexicon. We're going to do 20 minutes of reading today and figure out 3 new words that I'm able to add to my vocabulary. Just finished our 20 minutes of reading and we've got down 3 words. The first word we have is patrician, which means it is a nobleman of the medieval times. The second word I chose was disdainful, which means showing a lack of respect to others. The last word I chose was discrepancy, which means a lack of similarity between 2 or 1 more fact. So guys, this is gonna wrap up this video for this week. It was quite a good video. We learned a lot of new words and a lot of better ways to articulate myself. For example, pausing, thinking before you speak, and taking a minute just to realize what's going on and stay in the moment. This was a really, really good video. I'd recommend this to any other people, and it really, I think, it helped improve my vocabulary in social situations. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, make sure to leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time.